Hi, I'm here at Internet of Things World 2019 with Chad Donovan from CSG. Thanks for joining us. Chad, could you please start telling us a bit about your role and your company?
Sure. As Jeremy said, my name's Chad Donovan. I'm with CSG and run our product management organization. Really in my role, I focus on how we continue to evolve our products and services to support new industries and the emergence of new technologies across the landscape. Specifically, CSG focuses on how our customers engage with their consumers throughout the entire life cycle of the relationship. So that can be anything from onboarding through ongoing conversations to ordering and provisioning of services, all the way into invoicing and finally the delivery of a bill and the collection of fees. So as we think about the emergence of IoT and really what that means, we're helping operators and other IoT service platforms start to think through the business models that get extended to the edge devices and the edge ecosystems that are starting to evolve as a result of the IoT products and services that are coming to market.
Great, and you're speaking on Procurement 4.0
That's right.
Later on. What will you cover?
Yeah, that's an interesting topic for CSG. We've got a couple of different product lines that kind of fit into the digital supply chain aspect of Procurement 4.0. First and foremost, we have large print and mail facilities throughout the U.S. So if you receive a bill from a cable operator or from a telecom operator, odds are it comes from a company like CSG. So within our print facilities, we're using a lot of new digital technologies, in fact machine learning, to help us understand the quality of the print jobs that are coming out of the factory. So it's really a nice technology that allows us to, one, ensure that we've got quality products that are being delivered to the end consumers on behalf of our customers, and helping lower our manufacturing costs. On the other side of it, we've worked with media companies for years in helping them distribute content through the IP infrastructure. If you think kind of the supply chain for media, it's really more from brick and mortar stores. I'm probably showing my age a little bit with Tower Records and Blockbuster, where you used to go and pick up your physical goods from those brick and mortar stores. The advent of the internet has really shifted the way that we distribute media content to consumers. And if you think about that, we have to really understand what the digital rights of that content looks like. If a consumer is watching it in their home, the digital rights might be very different than when they're watching it on their mobile device or when they're sharing it with a friend or a family member. So as we think about the digital aspects to the supply chain of media content, lots of new rules get introduced as we change the way we distribute and manage that content.
And when it comes to digitizing supply chains, who's setting the gold standard?
Well, gosh, I think the first that comes to mind is Amazon, right? So obviously I'm an Amazon consumer, and they moved from Amazon Prime from 2-day delivery down to 1-day delivery. I've even noticed situations where I might have something in my shopping cart and they've already got the shipment loaded and ready for me before I order it. So they're clearly using machine learning and things like those techniques to drive the changes. The other thing that we're seeing, though, I think that's really interesting is the parts of the supply chain around fulfillment. So CSG for years has provided tools and software to help deliver goods and services to the home. And I think if you think about the way that you ordered goods and services from a telecom operator or a cable operator in the past, you probably got a 2 or 4 hour appointment window to have the installer come to your home. Well, with the advent of IoT and connected devices, we're seeing that ecosystem change to be really more on demand. So as goods and services need service repair, we can actually predict that service repair and reach out to a consumer before the need arises on their behalf. And I think those parts of the supply chain are really starting to change and morph because of the IoT technologies.
And kind of expanding on that, what's your favorite example of business transformation delivering ROI?
Yeah, for us, connecting things is interesting, but because we live in the part of the ecosystem with regard to software on how you engage consumers and monetize that experience to create real business value, I think the introduction of new business processes, really the business cases that apply behind the connectivity are what's really interesting to CSG. So, we are working with a service delivery platform company right now that is enabling their platform to connect dumpsters. And you're like, well, connecting dumpsters, how does that create additional value in the ecosystem? It might be nice to know that the dumpster's full, but we're actually providing connectivity that helps them streamline when they send people to empty the rollaway dumpsters, or how they monitor the security on those dumpsters, and that creates additional value in their ecosystem in which they can charge more money and lower their cost for the services that they provide. So, we're really looking at for those kind of business models that are emerging that allow us to then come in with the software assets that extend the evolution and the creation of that business value.
Nice. And what's been your favorite part of the event so far?
Really for me, it's the emerging technologies that you see. I think again, we're getting past we can connect everything with a chipset or a SIM card or a protocol to what's the business model and the business ecosystem that exists around that connected device. I saw a keynote yesterday around a parking meter company they're able to monitor their parking meters, and they really use that for theft prevention, right? But what they realize is that we can actually detect ground swells and ground movement and become really a first alert system for natural disasters like earthquakes. And so starting to see how those types of use cases emerge on the back of maybe the first set of use cases is where I think we're going to start to really have some breakthroughs. I think the use of IoT in municipalities so we become smarter and safer across our communities is one of the greatest untapped potentials of this technology.
Great, thank you, Chad.
Yeah, thank you.